Alright guys, welcome back to another Spacemacs ABC video. Um, First of all, I've been getting a lot of questions about how I'm scrolling without changing the buffer, or sorry, without changing the point location. I use Ctrl Y to scroll up and Ctrl E to scroll down. These are basic Vim bindings that are supported in Evo. So now you know, you don't have to ask me again. Today, uh, it's probably going to be quite a long video. I'm going to try doing J, let's see, J, capital J and K. And I'm going to do all of these together because they are mostly about Lisp editing, all of them. Um, and it's probably going to be a long video because there's a lot of key bindings, especially under space K, all these kinds of things. And I know what a couple of them do. Only a couple though. Uh, So there's going to be a lot of experimenting, um, but hopefully we'll be able to get through it in a decent time. Um, so without further ado, let us start with J, which has the helpful name join and split. Join and split. So I'm going to need a new a new buffer here, which I'm going to put in Emacs Lisp, and I'm using the space F capital J binding to make it the junk file that I told you about earlier, right? So, but we're probably not going to need that until we start with the space K bindings. So, let's get going. Space J equals indent region or buffer. So that's basically, let me see. So if I do space J equals, it reindents the whole buffer. And if I do space J equals here, it reindents this. But does that do anything different than just equals? Spacemacs indent region or buffer. And equals is evil indent. So essentially I believe you can do the same thing with equals. So if you just select some text and do equals, it will reindent. But I'm not sure exactly what the difference is here. Let me see. Indent region or buffer. So it checks whether the major modes is in a list of indent sensitive modes. And then it calls indent region if there is an indented region, or if not, it calls evil indent on the whole buffer. So it doesn't, if there is a region, it doesn't fall back on evil indent, which is strange because evil indent supports regions. No, I'm not 100% sure why it does that, but presumably there's a good reason for it. What is this though? Indent sensitive modes? Right, so these are a list of files in which indentation really matters, like Python, CoffeeScript, makefile, yeah, YAML, exactly. Okay, so there's reindent, okay, space J, H, so H and L pushes the mark and then goes to the beginning or the end of the line. So how the reason, or basically how you can use this is like space JH. Now the mark is set to somewhere over here, so you can do, for example, D double backtick to delete until where the mark was. Of course, you could do this by doing delete 0 to delete to the beginning of line. But I guess at some point somebody needed this binding. I'm not 100% sure what I would use it for at the moment, but it's there at least. Same goes for space JL. It pushes the mark, and then it goes to the end, so you can do D backtick, and delete back to the mark. Um, so that's that. Space J. Um, yeah, new line. So that just basically inserts a new line at point and moves the point down. Doesn't enter insert state though. Yeah, this is a nice binding actually, which I've been wanting. I wonder if it deletes whitespace. Um, yeah, it does, but that might be just because of my whitespace settings. So I don't want to test that right now. But yeah, so space JJ basically just inserts a new line without going into insert state. Space J, capital J, uh, however, I believe splits the um, split a new line. So shouldn't I have gotten a new line? Oh, there I got a new line. I must have been doing something else. Space J, capital J. It splits the expression at point and then inserts a new line. So, uh, well, in Lisp we call this kind of thing a sexp. So, probably going to be using that term a lot in this video, so you might as well get used to it. So space J, capital J, splits the sexp and then inserts a new line. So if you're editing Lisp, that does come in handy. Of course, this is the kind of typical thing that you would expect to find in the list of major mode specific commands. Um, but these Lisp editing bindings, they are, well, if not totally useful, then at least semi-useful in even in non-Lisp modes, which is why they are available under the main space namespace and not under space M. At least that's the intention. Reality may be different, uh, but hopefully that'll improve. Let's see here. Space J, K. Go to next line and indent. Okay, so if I change the indentation there, yeah, it reindents it. Okay. That's a funny binding. Again, this is the kind of thing that I'm not totally sure what I would use it for at the moment, but I guess if I keep it in mind, maybe one day I'll get to use it. And if I use it enough, I might even remember it. So go to next line and indent. Space J, O, open line. Okay, so it opens a line above, but it changes the indentation there. Uh, uh, okay. Not sure if that's a bug. It doesn't seem super useful that it messes up the indentation. Um, Maybe. Open new line above. And yeah, it does not put me in insert state. So you can of course use capital O if you're a Vim user to open a line above and enter insert state. And if you have the unimpaired layer, which I find myself advertising a lot here, you can use open square bracket and space. That inserts a line above, but it doesn't actually move the point there, as I see here. However, the indentation does not get messed up. So there's your options, and I believe that covers the whole space J. Let me see, there's 6 here, no, 6 there and 7 there, and I have a double one. Okay, so that's all. Um, and then we have something very rare, a single function on a single key under space. That is split sexp. So that's basically what space J, capital J, does without a new line. No new line. Okay, so that brings us to the end of J and capital J, and now we are going to start working on the beast itself, which is space K. Now these are bindings which are basically repurposed smart parens bindings. And smart parens is an editing library for Emacs, which is great for Lisps. And this evil Lisp mode basically keeps you in a state called Lisp state. So any of these bindings, they do whatever they're supposed to do, and then they leave you in a state where you can press any of these keys again to keep going in that state. So it's essentially like a microstate. It's like a microstate, except it's a proper Lisp, a proper evil state, right? So, in order to clearly understand what all of these do, I'm going to move over to my empty file and I'm going to write some nonsense. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now, maybe or maybe not, I may have to add some more stuff here to really highlight what things do, but we'll see. As I said, this is going to be a lot of experimentation. So, evil Lisp state. Wait, I'm typing wrong here. Like that. What was I doing? Alt semicolon. Okay. Anyway, works like a microstate. Space K. Dollar sign. End of sexp. Okay, so if I do space K dollar sign, it moves me to the end of that sexp. And if I do like this, whoops, D, E, F, and if I do space K dollar sign, it does move me to the end of the parens. Okay. And space K, is there a beginning of sexp? Yeah, 0. So space K, 0, dollar sign. Wait, this one doesn't move me to the end. Do I have to be inside it? Yeah, okay, I have to be inside it. Because when you have a point, when you have the point there, Emacs interprets this as the actual cursor location being to the left of the parent, because in Emacs, point is never on a character; it's always between characters. So when you're here, you're technically outside the parents, and when you're on the other side, there, your point is technically inside the parents. So when you're inside, going to the beginning puts you there, and when you're outside, going to the end doesn't put you there, because now you're technically not on a sexp at all, right? At least I think that's what's happening here. So if I do space K0 here, yeah, okay, it moves me there. So I'm a little bit unsure now to which degree a single symbol like this is a sexp or not. I guess it isn't. It's just like a symbol, and a sexp actually does need parents. Let me put these together. End or beginning of sexp. Okay. So space K. Parents, insert sexp before or after. So if I do Yeah, now, yeah, so now it inserts after and it puts me in insert state. So if I now do ha 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 and escape, I'm in normal state now. I'm not in in Lisp state. So if I do space K, open parent, blah blah, yeah, I'm not in Lisp state. What if I do space K, um, $? So now I'm definitely in Lisp state, and I do open parent, yo yo, escape. Yeah, I'm in normal state now. So this brings you out of Lisp state actually. Um, open sexp. That was what it's called, right? Open, insert sexp. Okay. Before or after, and leave Lisp state. Okay. What else do we have here? Toggle Lisp state. So this allows you to enter Lisp state without actually running a command, and I guess period. Yeah, it drops me out of it immediately. Okay, so let me put that at the beginning. Can I? Yeah, like this. Period. Enter Lisp state without a command. I'm sure this will come in handy for this video at least. Space K. What have I not done? Evil X. Okay, so that basically just is just a way to allow you to access X commands from within Lisp state, and you're not really supposed to be using space K colon to enter X mode. So I'm gonna just ignore that one. I see I did something strange there. And continue with backtick hybrid. What is this? Kill hybrid sexp. Space K backtick K. So that seems to delete to the end of the sexp. Let me see here. Evil Lisp state SP kill hybrid sexp. What is kill hybrid sexp? Kill a line, but respect the delimiters. Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Okay, so here are some examples. Oh, this is brilliant. So it deletes to the end of the line or the end of the sexp, but it leaves the parents balanced. Yeah, and as you see here, it can delete a whole sexp as well. Okay, so if I do alpha bravo like this, and if I now do space K backtick K, yeah. So it deleted the DDD and then the alpha and bravo, because that's how far you need to delete if you want to delete to the end of the line and leave the parents balanced. It does not delete the EEE because that one is just on a different line. I wonder what happens if I change to uh, to square brackets. Does it do that? It does. Okay, cool. So backtick, kill. Let's see, hybrid, and then K, kill line, kill to end of line, and leave parents balanced. Do we have anything else there? Space K backtick P. Push hybrid sexp. Invalid context. Current age sexp starts after next one. I have to look this up. Push hybrid sexp. Push the hybrid sexp after point over the following one. So uh uh okay. So if I do space K backtick P, it it changes the order here. Yo-yo blah blah ha ha, and then ha ha yo-yo blah blah. Okay, so it takes the next um the next sexp starting from the next line and puts it at point, basically. What if I do it here? Haha yo-yo blah blah. No, then it still moved it there. Um, push hybrid sexp. So if I have x equals big function call AB, and then AB equals read user input, and my cursor is at the beginning, and then I do this function, it just interchanges these two. Okay. Not completely sure what this does, but push hybrid sexp. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it like that. Space K backtick S slurp hybrid space sexp. So slurp is a way to sort of take the next sexp and push it into this one. Now there's a binding for this on space KS. It does this basically. But if I do space K backtick S, pretty much the same thing happens. Okay, so I'm not 100% sure what a hybrid sexp is here. Um, slurp hybrid sexp. Add hybrid sexp following the current list in it by moving the closing limiter. Precisely. This is philosophically similar to slurp sexp, but works better in line. Okay. Yeah. So I guess these hybrid ones are basically versions that work better with languages that operate on lines, like which are languages that we're all more or less familiar with, like C-like languages, and not Lisp-like languages. Slurp hybrid sex. Um, so yeah, I that's how I interpret it, but I could be wrong. And space K backtake transpose hybrid sexp. Um, let me see. Alpha Bravo Charlie space K backtick T. I'm getting an error here. What if I have bog and big? I keep getting an error. Let's see, transpose hybrid sexp. Transpose the hybrid sexp around point. The operation will move the point at the next line after the transposed block. Okay, so there's some examples here. So foobar bars. Uh, okay, let's try this one. Foo bar bars. I'm there. So space K backtick T. Okay, so that moved. That moved this one. Oops. That moved this one to the beginning of the surrounding sexp. So if I do, what if I do it here? That is an error. What if I do it here? That's not an error. Okay, so yeah, so then it moved these two before the previous one. So what if I have 3 lines? Space K backtick T. Okay, so that moved this one before that one. And now, yeah, so what it does is takes the sexp right there where you are, moves it before the previous one. But again, it's working with hybrid sexps and not actual sexps, which I guess is the source of my misunderstanding here. And I guess this will become clearer once we move to the versions which are not about hybrids. So okay, let's do that. Space K A absorb sexp. I have fucked up. There. Absorb sexp. Okay. I do this wrong all the time. Absorb sexp. Save the expression's preceding point and delete them, then slurp an expression backwards and insert them. Yeah, okay. Okay. So function arg1, arg2, arg3. Let's say I want this arg0 in there. I can do space ka and add it. So what it does, it's insert it right here where I am, right? So if I can also put it here if I want, um, or probably at the end as well. Okay, that's not totally helpful. Yeah, that's not helpful. Okay, but at least that's what it does. So if I do it here, arg0 will become um, the new function that I'm calling. Um, so that's how absorb sexp works. I probably will not be explaining them in my notes here because that will take a lot of time. Space K. Yeah, I didn't want to do it. Space K. B. Forward barf and backward barf. So barfing basically means take the last symbol or sub-expression in this sexp and put it outside. So if I do barf forward, it'll put arg3 outside like that. And if I do barf backwards, it will put function outside and like this. Okay. So BB barf forward or backwards. These have funny names. Space K C convolute sexp. Wrong type argument. That is not promising. Worked here though. Wow. What the? So I need a sub expression, I guess. I'm not sure what this does. Convolutes. Save the expression's preceding point and delete them, then splice the resulting expression. Wrap the current and closing list with the delimiters of the spliced list and insert the saved expression. Ah, what the... Oh, okay. This is a better example than what I came up with. So it's yeah. So if you have a let inside, if you have a let and a while inside it, you can what it will do is delete the expressions before point, right? Save the expressions preceding point and delete them, and then splice the resulting expression, which means basically delete also the surrounding delimiters, so that then what you have is just your do thing 1, 2, and 3 inside your let, right? And then it inserts the while outside that expression, or it basically inserts the expression that you now have, which is your let, with your do things inside them, inside the while at the point where you delete it. Wrap wrap the current and closing list with the delimiters of the spliced list and insert the saved expression. Yeah. Uh, so basically, well, I think that example was really good, so I'm gonna try it. Let A1 be 2 while some condition do stuff, do more stuff. Okay, and if I go to there and I do space case C, it interchanges the while and the let. Uh-huh. Yeah. I'm not sure I can come up with a better examples just on the fly here, so that'll have to do. Convolute sexps. Space K D for delete. Kill symbol, word, or sexp. Okay. Space K D S. So that deletes a symbol. I wonder if it also deletes the literal like this. No. What if I do space KD X here? No, it does not delete the delimiters. Space KD word. Deletes the end of the word. Okay, so of course you can do DA quotation mark here to use what's it called? Evil surround to delete those. Okay, so space KX. No, space KDX. Yeah, that deletes the. Wait, what? Space KDX kill sexp and then kill sexp. DX. Yeah. DX, DX, DX. Okay. Yeah, so it deletes things basically. Shock. Delete. S symbol. W to end of word. Or X sexp. Okay. Space K capital D. Delete backward. Same thing. W. Delete backwards sexp. Okay, that deletes. Okay, so if I'm here now and I do space K capital DX, it deletes the whole sexp, right? Because when my point is here, it is before the O. So that when it looks backwards, it'll find the parents and it'll interpret that as your sexp. Whereas if I do delete forward, it will look from here forward and it'll find this symbol instead. So space KD X deletes that, and space K capital D X deletes the whole parents. So I think that's what's happening here. Capital D delete backwards, forward. Yeah, basically same thing. Um, okay. Space K E splice sexp killing forward. Yeah, so if this is what I think it is, then it deletes forward, and then the resulting sexp is spliced with the surrounding one. So if I have alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot, Golf, India, Juliet. So if I now do space K, E, it should kill forward and then splice. So yeah, okay, it actually kills all the way to the end. So it deletes Echo Delta Echo Foxtrot and then splices the Charlie into the surrounding list. So space, what if I do space KDX? Yeah, it just deletes one. DX. DX. Yeah, okay. So these functions just delete one, but the space KE actually deletes all the way to the end and then splice. Okay. Very well. E, delete to end of sexp, and splice. And I think space K capital E is the same thing, only backwards. Yeah. So let me put these together. Delete to the end of sexp, forward and backward, and splice. Okay. Space K H backward symbol and forward symbol. So L forward symbol, H is backward symbol, like this. And capital H is backward sexp, like that. So that jumps me out of the sexps. I wonder what if I do space K small h. Yeah, it actually, okay, that one actually puts me there. Okay, so yeah, so h really does jump by symbol. It has no regard for sexps at all. And capital H does bring me to the previous sexp on the same level, and capital L brings me forward, but puts me at the end. I see. Okay. So HL, um, previous and next symbol without regard for sexps. Um, Let me see. Space K. Whoops. Get out of here. Space K. Capital H is backward sexp, and capital L is forward sexp. So let me see here. Space K capital H. That brings me to the beginning of the previous sexp, while capital L brings me sort of to the end. What if I do 0 then? Oh, it brings me all the way there. Okay. So if I keep them like this instead, maybe space K capital L will make more sense. Kinda. Not totally convinced, but that's fine. Capital H, capital L, previous and next sexp on the same level. And I think if I do space K capital H here, it'll jump up one level, like this, yeah. And then L will not jump in one level, right? Okay. Space K I. So that goes to insert state. So space K period to enter Lisp state, and then I can do I to enter insert state. Haha, but I still end up in normal state if I exit. I wonder if I do, yeah, yeah, I just end up in normal state. I um, uh, insert state and leave Lisp state. Space K, capital I, insert line. Uh, Wait, at the beginning? Space K, capital I, it inserts there. Okay. Space K, capital I. Haha, space K, capital I. Okay, so it seems to be saved basically the same thing as zero, no, as caret followed by I, but not this, yeah, or just capital I on its own basically. So that's basically just a convenience binding to have your I or your capital I present even in Lisp state. Um, so I basically do the same thing as in evil normal state. So there's something to be said for that. Space K, next closing parent, J. Yeah, so that just jumps to the next closing parent. It does not do any regard, it has no regard for sexps, unless, of course, aside from the fact that sexp is made out of parents. Does it do square brackets? I wonder. It does not. Okay, next closing parent. Space K, capital J, join sexp. The expressions to be joined are of different type. Where can I get this to work? Okay, let me see what it does. Join sexp. Join the sex before and after point if they are of the same type. Okay, so if they're both parents, okay, so if I have A, B, C, D, and I do space K, capital J, you'll get A, B, C, D. Okay. If I have A and B, I get nothing. And if I have a parenthetical expression there and just a symbol here, I should get the same error that I had, right? Different type. Space K, capital J. Yeah, joined are of different type. And here nothing happens. Exactly. What if I do like this? Space K, capital J. They are of different type. But are they now of different type? No, that works. Okay, that seems helpful. J, join sexps before and after point. Space K, K, previous opening parent. So I should put that with this one. Next, or wait. Next closing parent or previous opening parent. Yeah. Space K, L and capital L, we've done those. Paste after and paste before. So that's paste after. That's paste before. I'm using the the paste microstate, which is optional and turned off by default, which is why I have this funny stuff going on in my mode line here. Sorry, the echo area. Um, but yeah, so these are basically just the same as P and capital P in normal Vim. So if I do a whole line, it still works like that, right? So if I do space K P, yeah, it pastes on a new line. Good. So those are I'm gonna put that with this one. P do the same thing as in evil normal state. Space K R raise sexp. Yeah, that did raise it. Yeah, okay, so it basically removes it takes the sexp that you're on and substitutes the surrounding sexp with it, I think. So if I do here, it should basically be the same as removing the parents, right? Yeah. And if I'm here, it should delete the whole square brackets thing and substitute it with Bravo in parents. Yeah, okay, so I think I understood that one at least without having to read about it. Raise sexp. Substitute parents parent sexp with this one. Okay, space K S. So this is S1 is basically one of the most convenient bindings there is in this Lisp state, and pretty much the only one, except from barf, that I um, knew about before, and by far the one that I use the most. Um, so as I said, this is the opposite of barf, where barf will basically uh, eject the last element in the sexp and put it outside. Then slurp will just uh, take the next one on the outside and put it in. That was hard to explain. So space KS, and that puts golf in. So B and S are now opposite operations, right? So right now I can barf out Juliet, and I can barf out India, and I can barf out Golf, and I can barf out Foxtrot, and then I can slurp them back in like that. And I think space K capital S works the same way behind. Yeah, so SS slurp forward or backward. So slurp and barf, they are, at least to me, the most useful bindings in the whole Lisp state. Let's see here. Transpose sexp. So I guess that's something like the one we found previously with the hybrid sexps. And I don't quite remember what it did. Yeah, so it took... Yeah, it moved it before the previous one, right? So now if I do Foxtrot, it will move before Echo. Yeah. And Charlie will move before Delta, and Echo will move before Foxtrot. If I do it here, it'll move the whole thing. Right. If I do it here, it should move the whole Alpha Bravo mess above my while, I hope. Yep. Brilliant. We're getting there. And actually, this isn't so hard as I thought it would be. But that said, I haven't been keeping track of time, so I have no idea how long this video is now. Okay, transpose sex. Move move sex before previous one. That's essentially what it's doing here. Space K. Undo tree undo. Okay, so that's another one to put here with things that do the same thing as they do in evil normal state. Space K, capital U, backward up sexp. Does nothing there. Oops, space K, capital U. Okay, so it jumps to the beginning of the parent sexp immediately without having to go through capital H, right? So if I do capital H here, it will do like this, and if I do space capital or capital U here, it'll go there and there. Okay, great. Go capital U, go to beginning of parent sexp. I hope I won't be uh, I hope I won't be censored by YouTube here for saying sexp. I hope there's no some kind of automatic filter or anything against Lisp programmers. Okay. Um, V and capital V do the same thing as they do in evil normal states. And space KW wrap. Okay, so it takes the next sexp and wraps it in parents. So if I do like this, you'll get a double around it. Wait, what? Hang on. If I'm here, yeah, it wraps the A1, and if I'm here, it wraps the whole thing there. And if I'm here, it wraps the do stuff. And if I'm here, whoops, like that, I'm getting some practice in here. Space, yeah, let me see. What was the key I was on? W? Yeah, wrap. Okay. Wrap sexp in parents. I'm wondering, let me see, yeah. Wrap, SP wrap. Try to wrap the active region with some pair. This function is not there's a misspelling there. Not meant to be used to wrap sexp with pairs programmatically. Use, yeah, with some pair. Does that mean it can decide what to use automatically? Closing pairs. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna bother about this now, but it seems to be something going on in there about choosing what pair to use. What if I do it here? I get just normal parents. Okay. Well, I don't know. But at least it wraps with simple parents, regular round ones. Um, there's also evil surround, of course, if you want more options there. W unwrap. Yeah, seems to do exactly what it sounds like. If I do it here, it will. Oh, I thought it would delete these ones. If I do it here, it will do that. But okay. Well, anyway, wrap or unwrap. Space K Y copy sexp. So now the kill ring, which I can view with Helm choking space RY. So there's a little preview for you for the R episode. Now that my kill ring has do stuff in it. Yeah. So if I do it here, here, space KY, yeah, the whole sexp is there. Okay. Copy sexp or yank if you are a Vimmer. Yank, of course, in Emacs speak means paste, and yank in Vim speak means copy. So just to make things extra complicated for you. That brings us almost to the end. Control R and Control V and escape do also the same thing as in evil normal state. Control R, Control V, and esc. Same thing as in normal state, just to be a little bit more brief. And let me put those at the end. Okay, so that is the evil Lisp state. Um, I don't think I spent as much time on that as I thought I would, but as I said, time may have been running from me here, so who knows? Um, yeah, uh, that brings us to the end of this video, and without further ado, I will see you again next time for what is up next time. We still haven't done Git. I'm still waiting for that pull request. Layouts. Oh my god. Oh my god. Um, this is a new feature which I haven't used at all, and it's not very simple. And it's going to involve restarting Emacs a lot. So, not not sure what I will do there. Um, is there a lot of bindings here? A few. Yeah. I guess I'll have to do it then. But I think that'll be its own video at least. M we will skip, and then there's more stuff going on here. Yeah. So anyway, I will end the video there, and next time we will try layouts. See you then.